Eyegate. The eye is the gateway to the mind presents our neighborhood workers, the watchmaker and jeweler. Paul had received a wristwatch as a birthday present. The watch was not running well. Paul took it to the neighborhood watchmaker and jeweler. Mr. Otis, the store owner, opened the watch and looked at the works with a special glass. He gave Paul a ticket and told him to call for his watch in 2 days. 2 days later, Paul returned for his watch. Paul saw many different kinds of watches and clocks in the store. Mr. Otis had some spare time. He told Paul some interesting facts about clocks and watches. Primitive man, said Mr. Otis, told time by the positions of the sun and stars and by the length and direction of shadows. The first clocks were marked off shadows of trees. A long shadow indicated the beginning or ending of the day. A short shadow indicated that it was about noon. The sundial was used by the early Egyptians and Chinese. In this ancient sundial, at noon, the heat rays of the sun fired the cannon. This, said Mr. Otis, is a water clock used by the early Romans. This is quite the store. In this clock, water dripped from a small faucet in the bottom of the jar. As the water lowered, the chain attached to the float moved the hand. The modern hourglass or sand glass, said Mr. Otis, uses sand instead of water. Mr. Otis told Paul that Alfred the Great of England is said to have used a candle marked off in hours. Mr. Otis showed Paul 2 kinds of watches, pocket and wrist. These pocket watches, said Mr. Otis, are highly decorated with engravings. Some pocket watches are made with hinged covers to protect the face of the watch. Most watches have dials with hands that show the passage of seconds, minutes, and hours. The best watches have parts whose bearings are called jewels. A full jeweled watch has 23 jewels. Paul looked at the jewels using the watchmaker's glass. This thin ribbon of highly tempered steel is the main spring, the power which drives a watch. He had a lot of extra time. The balance wheel inside a watch controls the rate of speed at which a watch runs. This is a stopwatch, said Mr. Otis. It is used for time sporting events. This electric wristwatch has a tiny battery inside. It will run for 2 years. An electric machine is used to regulate watches. In our home, said Mr. Otis, we have a large grandfather clock. Cuckoo clocks have a little wooden bird which pops out and sounds the hours. Alarm clocks have a mechanism inside which can be set to ring a bell at a given time. Giant clocks may be seen on some buildings in our city. The main parts of a clock are a set of wheels and a weight or spring which moves the wheels. Galileo invented the pendulum. Here is a model of Galileo's clock. The spring of the pendulum is used to regulate the speed at which a clock travels. A clock must be wound before it can run, said Mr. Otis. The electric clock has a tiny motor instead of the complex mechanisms of other clocks. Of course you know, said Mr. Otis, that clocks and watches are used to measure the passage of time. As he left the store, Paul thanked Mr. Otis for the interesting information. Things to remember. Clocks and watches are used to measure time. Long ago, man told time by shadows cast by trees. The sundial and the water clock were used long ago to tell time. Two kinds of watches are pocket and wrist. The swing of a clock pendulum is used to regulate the speed at which the clock travels. The End. Produced by Eyegate House, Incorporated, Jamaica 35, New York.